The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki.
Hello, here I am. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. Welcome to the show. It's Thursday. I'm in Los Angeles because my boyfriend has a job here and I'm living here right now, in case you didn't miss, or in case you missed the explanation yesterday. Andrew is in St. Louis. Noah is in Arizona. It's a beautiful day here. I haven't been outside, I'm not going to lie. So from the looks of it through the window, it's a beautiful day. It is 10:10 a.m. Make a wish. Wait, we don't do that at 10:10. Do you guys do 11:11 Make a wish?
No. I don't think I've ever done it. Maybe
to.
back in the day. Like, oh, you did? What would you wish for?
Do you ever make a? Well, it's not going to come true, Andrew. If she tells you, even the ones years ago, she's not going to get that pony showing up at her doorstep tomorrow. Wait, what about?
Can you imagine if it came true? It's like,
we just heard
no, really?
off camera, and we're like,
in New York City.
Oh my god! It finally. She's in Arizona, but that's fine.
No, I'm saying when she did the wish.
Oh, when she dipped. Oh yeah.
Have you heard of holding your breath through a tunnel?
I thought I do that just like naturally, I think, like because of OCD. Like I just always do the thing of like my sister will die if I don't hold my breath. If I can't hold my breath till we get out of there's something, like some tragic
the cemetery.
thing.
If you're driving past it, thumb up at the cemetery and
I think
hold
that's
your
hold
breath.
your breath. Oh, and hold your breath. Thumbs like you approve of these dead people.
No, like you're going to heaven.
oh,
and they're
that's
dead.
Stupid.
They're dead.
That's so dumb. You're like heaven. Like you got like why add that? It's just that'd be so funny if you held your breath for like the longest cemetery. Like it's like
when you die,
the Arlington Cemetery, and you hold it so long, you're like David Blaine style, and someone's like, "But sorry, you didn't put your thumb up," and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you're going to hell now.
That little thing. Yeah, I'm birthday candles. Eyelash on your nose. 11:11. I take those wishes very seriously. I don't know why. None of it's ever happened, but I always do them, and I always like really concentrate hard and try to get it in before 11:12, because then I feel like it doesn't happen. But I do. I don't know. I feel
do you have
like
to keep making the wish until the minute turns? Does that be like a 1 minute wish?
No, but it usually takes me so long to figure out what I want for a wish, because it usually starts selfish, and then it goes to like a thing that I know is not really going to improve my life, and then it goes to something too big. And then it goes to something that I'm like, okay. And then that it switches to 11:12, and I'm like, fuck. And then I got to wait another 12 hours or 24.
Like I just want a free eye perm. Or it just ends up just being the most like
just half
inane.
off, something like very like
not even a full like my wish wouldn't even be like I don't even expect that for myself.
That. Yeah.
I don't deserve it. I wish I didn't have to make a wish. Yeah,
it's always sad when in this book that I read, I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. She talks about the opening scene is her making a wish with her birthday candles that her mom would stay alive, which is ironic because the name of the book. But like her mom got cancer when she was young, and she always used to wish that her mom would just keep living. And like it kind of is about how she was always like living for her mom and like really thought that she could keep her mom alive, keep her mom happy. I'm trying to think of what I wished for as a kid with, like, did I have any of those, like, really sad wishes, like, liar, liar? Like, the kid's like, I wish for one day dad couldn't tell a lie. Like, were they ever, like, tragic ones? Like, I wish that, my parents didn't drink tonight or so, some kind of, like, tragic. That. Really?
I remember I prayed. I remember I looked in the mirror and I was crying, praying to God that my parents wouldn't fight. And, like, literally, like... It was, I don't know.
Did you know it was adorable?
I definitely put
you looked in the mirror because you wanted to see Love is Blind.
Yeah.
I know. That guy comes back. Don't count him out. Don't count Andrew out.
I do remember doing that. I remember just being like, God, come on.
Like squeeze him out.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what Andrew's referencing. Love is Blind. There's this guy, Andrew, who proposes to Nancy and he gets rejected and he's in the confessional, like where they shoot just like them by themselves. And he's there, and he's talking about how sad he is that Nancy rejected his proposal. And then he's like, "Can you hold on 1 minute?" to like the producer. And he probably just thought this is what people do on TV because he seemed so like, "Can you just hold on 1 second?" He puts like eye drops in his eyes, and he just squeezes them and is like, "Okay, I'm ready." And he's like, "I just really love Nancy, and rejection hurts." And then he goes, "Wait, can I do some more?" And the guy goes, you hear the producer go, "I mean, if your eyes are dry and itchy," and he's like, "No, yeah, we both know." Like, but then the producer kept it in. It was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. But I guess maybe sometimes that is how reality shows do it. You know, like now I'm sure that they do give them fake drops. And then that guy just got screwed because that producer was like, "No, this is better TV to leave this in, that he is a faker." But it was just such a lame moment in TV. It just made you like sad for this guy. Like, and he's like a rich guy who's like really good at business. And you could tell he just thought he was like nailing it.
I know he feels, I didn't really like him. I felt like he's like, "I'm a photographer. I took time." I don't know. He just felt very braggadocious the whole time to me. So like the fake tears made perfect sense. Like, you're selling yourself. You're selling a lie.
He like loves talking about traveling to Africa. Like he was doing like, you know,
like he made so much money that it wasn't for him anymore. Like, I made too much money and it wasn't my passion. But now photographing or whatever, what is he doing? Like,
but he comes back. Don't worry. Don't count him out. We see him again. And the second time I saw him, I was like, I like this guy. Old tear, because I was watching it with Chris, and Chris is like, "Oh man, could this guy come back and like save the day here?" And I go, "Don't forget the teardrop incident." And he goes, "Oh fuck, we don't like this guy. I forgot." Like, it's, you really like learn who to like and not like on the show, and then we watched more Alone last night. That show is so freaking good. I can't tell you enough. Like, Noah, you would love it. It's just like, it's really minimalist TV. These people are just only filming themselves. It's all Blair Witch style with like their GoPros, but it's well done. And this one guy quit last night. I'm not going to tell you. This guy quit last night, and there was nothing wrong with him. His cabin he made a cabin from just, it was incredible. It had a door. He made a hinge out of wood. He carved his like family's initials in it to like, and he made a little coat hanger. He made like a shelf inside. Like, he decked this thing out, and then he just couldn't handle the emotional feelings that were coming up for him being alone, because he lost his daughter. She was 4 years old and had a heart defect, and she died. And he just, the whole time he was just staying busy, whereas everyone else is like trying to just, it's food or shelter. Like, that is what they're doing, nothing else. And this guy was like, "I'm going to make a pipe. I just feel like making a pipe and seeing if I can do it. I want to see if I can smoke this weird anissinus weed or whatever." And so he makes a pipe, and he's like whittling. He's like, "If I stay busy, then I won't think." And then he was like, "The thing is, your hands can be busy, but your mind is still going." And he sets up the camera, and he's like, "I don't ever talk about this to anyone. I'm a private person. I don't have many friends. I don't, I keep this stuff in my family, but I just want to talk about my daughter." And he tells the whole story. He's just sitting there alone with the camera, with the beautiful mountainscape in the background and the lake, and
in his house.
he just in his house that he built. It was so cute. I was so mad when he tapped out. I was like, "No, that house, it was so good." I wanted to live in it. I was like, is it in escrow? What's happening with it?
Sure, it's Airbnb right now.
Yeah. It was so cool. But it was just, the show is interesting because these really burly, manly men who can survive for however, like, he built that place because he's like, "I'm going to be here a while. I don't want to do some shabby shelter." Like, the others are kind of making shelters that maybe aren't as like sturdy and like long term. And his had like plumbing and like a chimney. And but he was like, coming on the show, I thought nothing ever could get me to tap out. Nothing. And he was like, "But I can't escape thinking about my daughter, and I can't handle it. And when I'm around my family, I can see my daughter in my son's face, in my wife's face, but I can't see her anywhere. So she just is, I don't get any relief from the grief here." And he tapped out because of grief of something that happened many years ago. And it was like, how fucking interesting, this burly, manly man who doesn't talk about his feelings.
Though.
Yeah.
Because you have experience working on reality television. Like, how much time is that in actual time, not TV time?
Well, this
How
show
long
is
do you think he was
very
separated?
accurate. 13 days exactly, because this is about a competition of like how long they've been there, and you see the boat pull away, and it's like day 1 it starts, and so this was maybe this was like 18 days in, like between 13 and 18 days, and he just couldn't take it anymore. He was like, I can't stay busy enough. He wasn't hungry. He wasn't having health issues. Like some people are getting poisoned by berries they eat, and they're like throwing up everything and like worried they're gonna die. Some people are, they get too cold, they starve. There's bear attacks. Like it gets too dangerous. This guy's like chilling in his cabin, but I was just like, good. Like this is an example of like that emotions need to be addressed. Like your mental state is like, no matter how strong you are physically, no matter how much you have, if you don't have that, you will tap out of winning $500,000 that this guy had a big opportunity to win. He couldn't handle it anymore, just being alone with his thoughts.
How long do you think you guys could stay away from home? And what would you miss? Like what would be the break point?
Forever.
Yeah.
Because that's my life. My life is staying, like I feel at home away from home. Years. But I would need to see people, like I would have to see my friends. I would have to FaceTime. I would have to, those kinds of things they don't have the luxury of on the show. But like, I don't get really homesick. I'm so used to being away from home.
But if you stop working, that's the whole thing.
That's
like
when I get work sick.
Yeah. So that's what happened to that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss residence inns on the side of highways in rural,
Yeah, that guy's like, I
Oklahoma.
guess I could build another house. Like he's like, it is funny where he's just like, my air conditioner is not working well. I got to go home. like he built
Yeah.
it too good. Like
There's
the point of the show is just like he's like not even struggling anymore because he built like a 3-bedroom like.
Yeah, he's like. He's like his contractor is late coming over and he's annoyed.
Yeah.
There's nothing to watch on his DVD player made of wood.
Yeah.
They're not putting out enough new release. Like he can't. There's no red box in the woods.
His flat screen isn't flat enough. I feel like what was he eating? Like what would he do for food? Did he
fish?
Just fish? Okay,
Yeah.
oh, so they're right by the water. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not easy to fish. Oh, these guys, like they have to build. One guy built a pier so that he could get out because it's very shallow for a really long time, and the waves are so crashing that you can't walk out and fish. So one guy built a pier and like brought out a pier. Another guy built a boat, which is insane. Another guy set a trot line. Which I don't even know, like someone who is listening knows what that means. I mean, I'm learning a lot about like wilderness and what berries, like it's a very informative show too. Like little things come up at the bottom of the screen that teach you about, grizzly bears being 5 times stronger than a human man. And we're like 5 times? That's
Just
it?
5? Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it'd be way more. But these people build these cabins to prevent grizzly bears. And then they have an opening for a door. This guy's the only one with a door with a latch because it's like unheard of. He just did it for fun. He's like, I don't know. If my wife were here, I think she'd want a latch. He was just kept thinking about what his wife would want. And so he, they're all talking about their wives so much. It's so sweet. They're all like, maybe when I get home, I'll shave my beard. My wife might like that because it's good for when I'm sipping water because all the mustache like filters out the gross stuff. So it's really good survivalists to have like a bushy mustache like hanging down because it like filters the grit. And he's like, but my wife really, it's not good for kissing my wife. So maybe I'll shave my beard when I go home. I mean, they're just talking to themselves all day long. It's so
It's
fascinating.
like maybe when I go
love
down
it.
on my wife, it filters her vagina, so it's pretty nice. Like,
Oh my God.
I
One time
love
he was
a
like,
grizzly-
cleaning a fish
Oh,
and
God.
I saw him smell his fingers and I was like, I miss my wife. He just
the grizzly
quickly went
bear
like,
stopping at the lock too is so funny to me. Like the idea of like him like, I guess I won't go in there. Like it's Chris. Like he can knock the door
Yeah.
down, but he's like picking the lock like nice and gentle. Like I don't know. Seeing a
Speaking of
grizzly bear do
locks,
anything
did I tell you
Yeah.
my sister got her cars stolen?
stolen? Does she have a Kia or a Hyundai?
Did you hear what I said? Cars.
Cars 2?
Oh,
2 cars.
Oh my God.
2 cars
At
were
the same
stolen
time?
in one night. Yes, because my sister, they were bringing in groceries from the car and she thought her husband got her purse and she didn't. She had the kids and everything, so she just brought in the kids and a couple groceries and then her husband got the rest of the groceries and left her purse out. She left her purse out there, and they came by, and I guess it was unlocked. They got her purse, and then they were like, "Oh my God, the other car's right here." So both of their cars got stolen, but they found her car with her purse in it yesterday, a few blocks from their place, with everything in it. And it was been missing. This happened a week ago, and they just found it yesterday, a couple blocks away, and everything was in it. It's a Christmas miracle.
Like a joyride. They went for a joyride.
Yeah.
What kind of cars is your?
What about
do
the other
they
car?
have?
That's a good
Both
Subaru.
cars were found?
I think both cars were found. I don't know the full story. Hold on.
No, apparently in St. Louis, there's a Kia, like a lot that all the Kias are being brought to. Like there's just a bunch of stolen Kias in one lot. Like if you lose your car, most likely it's in this lot. I don't know. I don't know why they're driving
He said it was
there.
down the street and around the corner. I saw it driving home last night. Everything is still in it. Literally walked past it on Halloween night. Lots of leaves caked on it, so it had been there since the rain on Sunday. He said, I said her purse is in the car, and he said makeup and car seats and all. Yeah, credit cards, passport, ID, $10 coupon to downtown Kirkwood. The theory is that they got in that car, drove away, saw the keys to the Subaru, and came back on foot, just ditched the Focus. So they did take the Subaru, and the Subaru they found it's in a lot somewhere, and it has minimal damage, but it has, because what Subaru does is that they can track the car on an app, like almost like Find My Phone kind of thing. They can track it, and then once they've alerted on the app, like this has been stolen, the next time that car is turned off, they can't just turn it off like while the car's driving. That'll cause an accident. But the next time that car parks and turns off, they can't turn it back on. And then you lose the GPS location of the car as soon as it's turned off, because they give it to the cops because they know that people will go and murder the person that stole their car because people are so fucking insane. I mean, I heard a story about a girl in St. Louis, Chris is friends with, who her car got stolen and she got out her Glock and went with her policeman friend and went to go find the people and kill them. And I was just like, why would you risk that? Just let your car go. It's just a thing. People are so fucking weird. I don't get it, but that's why they had to invent this technology that makes it so you can't see where your car is anymore, and it gives it over to the police because they know you're a psycho. Everyone, like that guy that got dead, the guy that died from his phone being knocked into the train thing. Like it's just like we're not in a good state. I don't think mentally in this world.
I mean, I guess the danger too is you go too early and those people are still there and you get killed. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Like you get killed, they get killed. Like they don't want
Yeah.
any confrontation. You're insane. If you think someone who's stealing cars to make $200 doesn't really care about their
chill.
life enough to like kill you or kill, like people go. That's why I didn't chase the guy who stole my phone or like if you're willing to risk going to prison for many years because you want to steal a phone for what $7 that you sell it to whatever guy you're selling, like $20, you don't care about your life. You are willing to risk your life. You're willing to take another life. Like, let's be reasonable here, folks. Let's go to break and come back with more show after this. All right, we're back. I just got an article sent to me from Kirsten about people are having to cancel or like freaking out. Taylor Swift is ruining people's weddings because her tour got announced, and all these people have like spring and summer weddings planned, and some of them are like happening in towns where people are like, I'm having a wedding in that night, and all of my friends are all in their early to late 20s. No one gets married in their 30s in Texas. They're all getting married so young, and these girls are like, oh my God, my friends are having to decide which one to go to. And I think it's hilarious. And just wait for your second wedding. People come to that.
You can't wait for another tour.
Why
That'd be
did
crazy.
it make me smile that people's weddings are being ruined? It made me so, and that my girl is I'm sure Taylor feels bad about this, but I love it. I love that people are seeing what their true nature of their friends is. That also, like, your little like day where you get to be a queen is taken from. Why does that bring me joy? That's so mean. I wish that it made me sad for these girls. Okay, let me just get in a state where I'm more compassionate. Okay, it's my wedding day. I've planned on this for so long. And Taylor Swift comes down. I'm canceling my wedding, bitch. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of like something that is equivalent to my wedding. Like,
Why don't you
There's
just have the
nothing.
wedding at the concert? Just
there's
fucking
nothing
do a
that
twofer.
I would
What about
not
your
care.
tour?
Yeah.
Your
do it
tour
in the
date.
parking lot.
Oh yeah, no. I looked at these dates to see if they lined up with my tour. I would not. You would come to my show and you would not see me walk out on stage. Everyone.
What if
I would
Chris?
FaceTime on the big screen from the Taylor Swift concert and throw a couple jokes your way. You wouldn't see me. I would totally
What if-
understand if anyone sacrificed.
Chris calls you. He's like, I broke my neck on the bike. I got to go into surgery right now. I know Taylor's tonight, but I really
No,
need
I'd
you
be there. I mean, all joking aside, I would be there for that because she has a lot of dates and I can afford to go to any of them. Whereas some people are like,
it's
she's coming to
backstage.
Kansas City. I can't
Yeah.
afford to go to another town, spend the night in the hotel.
Yeah.
Backstage, no, I don't want to meet her. I made that clear. No, I don't want to meet Taylor Swift. It's too much work for her to calm me down. I like meeting fans when they cry and make a big deal of it because I don't have that happen a ton in my life, but it is very draining when it happens. And she is only meeting that now. Like when I met her back in 2012, it was probably like, she was probably having a lot of criers, but like, when I met her, it was me and John Cryer, and he was not crying. No, it was backstage. It was me, Gail King, and Corey. He used to be like the Cory Booker. That's who was backstage when I met Taylor Swift. I'll never forget it. And she was and no one was crying. None of us were crying. But now it would be just a cry fest across the board, and she'd have to calm us all down. And that takes so much effort that I want her to put towards another album. I benefit more from Taylor Swift writing than her going, oh my God, thank you. Oh, thank you. You know, even though I love doing that when people cry. Never don't cry around me. I'm not complaining about it, but just know that it's, you know, even fans who have cried around me, you know what it's like when someone cries around you and maybe you're like, even if it's happy tears, you're the reason they're crying. You want to calm them and you want to make them feel better, and it's a lot of energy. So I do not want to meet Taylor Swift. I will only disappoint her.
What if you're getting married?
And
you're getting married.
if I disappoint her in some way or she disappoints me and I can't listen to her
You'll
music,
ruin it. You'll ruin it.
it's done. I mean, Kaki, my boyfriend's sister, had a bad interaction with Harry Styles where she asked for a picture and he said no, and she can't listen to his music anymore. She's too like filled with like kind of mad. She's mad that he said no. She had a bad interaction with him, and I know exactly what that's like because when I insulted Taylor Swift in that documentary and I knew she was mad at me about it because of the documentary, like it was part of a montage that was like, this hurt Taylor's feelings. I couldn't listen to her music all that week, and it was hell. So I don't want to meet anyone whose entertainment I rely on a lot. So that's my final answer. But yeah, I would be like, it would be like, you know when Elaine goes to that guy's side when he gets hit by a car and she's in line for the movies to meet him there, and she stays in line to buy juju fruits, and she goes to the hospital, and it's like, I was so sad when they told me, and she's like chewing these really what's the word, like just taut, they're like juju fruits were like work. Did you ever have them?
Takes like 35 bites to eat one. Yeah.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
very sticky.
It's a
They stay on
perfect
the teeth.
candy for her to be like chomping on when she's trying to be emotionally supportive. And he's
'cause
like,
if
where'd
it
you get
was like-
those?
Yeah. If it was too
like-
quick, she wouldn't have finished them. Yeah.
Yes. She's like, the movie, and they were like, but I thought they told you when you were in line. And she's like, and she like chokes on it because she's
Yeah.
just like,
I could
yeah.
s-
And he's like,
I could
get
see you
that.
being like, so what song did you leave on? Like you found out before the show. Yeah, but so how many songs did you hear? 6 or 7.
Yes.
It's like, it's pretty late. I think you watched the encore. It's like, no, I didn't see the encore. I left. I
yeah.
left. Yeah. It's like,
I'm
you have the
uploading-
whole set list like written. Yeah,
yeah, I'm right. I'm updating setlist.fm or whatever to like, well, they got it wrong. Her second encore was ready for it.
You hit your head
And they're
hard.
like, wait,
Chris.
how did you remember that if you weren't there? Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to go. I'm a little bit nervous though because everyone's like, I'm reading on Taylor Swift message. I'm scared to even look into how to get tickets because I know that I'm not going to be one of the first. I'm not going to get a good seat that way. I'm going to have to like buy something off of StubHub for tens of thousands of dollars later. It's going to be
comes with a
an
guitar.
expensive year for old glazed dog.
I
But
got
I
an
think it'll
email
be
from
worth
my
it.
credit card, and they're doing pre-sale,
Yes,
like first
Capital
access.
One.
But I'm skeptical. Yeah, I'm skeptical of that.
No, they that's real. I heard that's real. That sucks, man. I gotta get on this. I gotta figure out how to get represented by her agency or something. Like, I need an in. You know what I mean? Like, because the thing is, I'm gonna write my agent and manager and be like, don't do what Taylor Swift, LLC did to me, which is not give me a care package, even though I'm the number one celebrity who likes her. Don't give this to your more famous clients just because you think that you want to be in good with them. You give it to someone who actually is going to care about it more than those other clients. Like, I hope that they really do honor that, because I know they're going to get free tickets. I know UTA is going to get sent some stuff, no doubt. And I want them to do what's right.
I feel like
So
you should be getting press tickets because you do so much press for her through this show.
Oh, yeah, like
so
right in
much
the
promotion.
front. I got to buy a nice camera. Oh, I would love to do that. It's gonna be. I can't even imagine what the set list is gonna be. It's gonna be wild. Are you and Brenna probably have plans to go, right?
Brenna does want to go for sure. Yeah, I mean, she loves Taylor Swift. I mean, it's an addiction for sure. I think she would miss her brother's wedding for if I bought her tickets.
Is he getting married?
No.
Oh, okay.
What? Yeah, we're going there for Christmas, though. I'm going to Michigan.
Oh, nice. How long?
Well, last time I was there, her dad made fun of me for driving through I said it was a blizzard. Yeah, and he claimed it wasn't a blizzard, that I'm a little bitch. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. No, I'm going to go there for like 5 days. And yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I know. I always get so nervous with in-laws. I don't know. Or, well, I guess they're not in-laws.
Oh, my God, you're going to be a wreck. You're going to be shitting so much in their little, like, side bathroom.
What makes you nervous? What do you get nervous about?
I don't know. I mean,
like, their approval doesn't, like, they could hate you and she would still love you. So, like, you maybe focus on that. Like, it doesn't really matter what they think.
I know.
Right?
I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. I think I overthink it. And at this point, no, we do enough FaceTime where I feel like I know them well. I think the first time is always
if
the
Chris's
hardest.
family did not like me, I think he'd have a hard time liking me. But I feel like Brenna's like, it's fine. If they don't like you, I'll still like you.
No, she'll be like, hey, I agree. Yeah, she's like, no, I see it. And I'm in the mirror
are scared.
crying.
Or like, what are they called when they're your girlfriend's parent? Like, there should be a name for that. But like, future in-laws or whatever are.
Yeah, future in-laws.
You get nervous. I thank God Chris has good ones that I like actually enjoy seeing, and thank God he always is like, I have never had a girlfriend with parents who I actually want to see, who I want to hang out with, who like I ask if they can come along, like if they're going to be somewhere, like I'm going to be there. It's so nice because, man, there are some rough ones out there.
I had the girlfriend in college. I went and met her
we know
parents.
the only other girlfriend you've had?
No. There was one other one for 3 months.
I know. No, I remember the other one.
Yeah, but she didn't, whatever. So
she was an orphan.
She died. Her parents are alive. It's the opposite, I think. Reverse. Cow orphan. So I went there, and her uncle, she was a Catholic family, like really Catholic, like strong Catholic family, and they didn't know I was Jewish. Like, we didn't bring it up. And the uncle just started saying Jew jokes at dinner. And I was just like, Jesus.
And I bet you kept your mouth shut.
No, you added
I dug in.
taglines.
I gave him tags.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so bad.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so uncomfortable. Like,
Did you tell them you were Jewish?
I was at that point. No, I mean, I was outnumbered. I would. A Jew never says it in front of 20 other.
What would you do now if that happened? Would you have the balls, you think, to say something?
I don't know. Part of me, like, I think I'm just so conditioned to laughing it off and like.
I heard you laugh it off once. Remember with that security guard?
Oh God, that
guy was the worst. We were in some Florida or somewhere, and the security guard like just wanted to chat us up, and he got to just be too close to us. Like, that's the problem. Like, sometimes security guards like don't have good boundaries, and they take advantage of being the one that gets to be near you, and then they're the one that you're like, can I have someone to protect me from you? Can I have a mentally unstable guy with a gun, like a fan
me from
from you? I feel closer to someone who sent me like Barbie dolls soaked in blood with like my name written on their heads than you right now, sir.
You're that guy in a security shirt. Like that's the only difference.
You got a power trip. You couldn't even become a real cop. It's like this is your thing. Like no offense to security guards. I love security guards. Shout out to Steve, the security guard from Comedy Cellar who died this week. He was one of the gentlest, most awesome people. So I love security guards. This is not shitting on all of them, but this guy sucked, and he was making so many. He was just, and he knew you were Jewish too, right?
They were so hacky too. Like that's the thing. If it's like a good Jewish joke that I haven't heard or doesn't feel like a stereotype, I'm like, nice. Like that's funny. But if it's just like, you don't have the nose of a Jew, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's what he said. And I'm sitting there eating my salad, just stuffing, and I'm so mad that he's even in there because I'm like, this is the one, I just got done with a meet and greet. I had 2 shows. I don't want to talk to anyone else. I want to sit in silence with Andrew while he's on his phone. And, you know, I want to just eat my salad. And like, I still remember this. That was such a like traumatic moment for me as well. I'm not trying to be like, but I remember like the stabbing the cucumbers. Like I remember what the salad, I never remember what a salad looks like, but I was so fucking angry that this guy was being an asshole to you and like saying jokes. And I mean, I don't know why I didn't say something, but I think I just kept making I was far enough away that I wasn't in the conversation and I didn't want to get in it. I was across
you
the
didn't
room,
want to get in there.
but he was talking loudly enough so that I could hear like, oh, I'm funny too. Oh, he was awful.
Plus he had a whole, it wasn't just Jewish stuff. He had a thing about the Russian, his nurse, and he had to have his groin shaved, and he's like, I was hard, but was I? But it was something about getting hard while the nurse was like shaving his balls, and he's like, and I was, because she was fucking hot. It's like that attitude of just like, I would have fucked her if I was younger and stronger. Like just that like machismo alpha shit just turns me off because they think that's what I would like. Because I guess my jokes are a little like dark or like dirty or whatever, so they think that's what you're like into.
Yeah, and he was saying it around me too because my jokes are dirty, so he like thinks that we love to hear about times he's like date raped. And how we're just going to be like, oh, that's hilarious. Tell us more. Like, you can get people to admit some really heinous things they've done just by being like, because people who do heinous things are usually stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a point I make about pedophiles on stage. I'm like, people always go, oh, my male babysitter wouldn't be a pedophile. Like, that would be so obvious. They're smarter than that. It's like, no, they're not. Yeah, they're idiots. They operate in very, very obvious ways. Don't think that like pedophiles are always like very sneaky. They are a lot of times, but a lot of times they are just the most obvious people that like if you get a spidey sense and go, oh, he has the Dahmer glasses, he has the white minivan, like don't be like he would never do that. That's so obvious. Why would he dress like he's obviously not one. No, he probably is. These guys are they gravitate towards a certain, Warby Parker frame.
I mean, imagine being a guy that is like, I'm gonna get the white van. Like he leans in, like he knows that stereotype's out there, but he's still buying the van. So
it's
obviously,
smart too, because people go, not him, not
the guy with the wood for windows,
not our uncle whose mouth is always wet, who was always like doing this with his fingers, just like twiddling them back and forth and licking his lips, and has beady eyes and dated,
But Nikki, he never put a rubber nose and a mustache on. It couldn't be him.
Yeah. I just want to say one thing before we get to the news, because I'm obsessed with this Korean crowd crush. That sounds there's too many.
Is that a new Candy Crush game?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the way
Sounds
Korean
like a
crowd
K-pop
crush
band.
Yeah. Oh my God, it totally does.
Yeah.
Crowd crush. But I'm obsessed with it in a way that's like the morbid obsession, and I'm so scared of it. I'm always scared of crowds anyway. But I learned last night how to survive one if you're ever in it, because every one of us is going to find ourselves in a crowd situation where it could happen. And I know you're like, well, I don't hang out at,
go to Mardi Gras. It's the same.
Go to Mardi Gras. Go to a concert, go to a Taylor Swift show. Yeah. I mean, like, if there's a fire that breaks out or someone has a gun, God forbid, or something happens and everyone runs for the exits, the thing is that the exits, people are running through them so fast, and it gets so condensed that the exit gets blocked by bodies. People can't squeeze through the door, and so the door becomes a wall. And then people just keep from the back, because at the back of a crowd crush, there's a lot of space, and it's so loud generally that you can't hear how much is going on the front, and it becomes like 2 tons of pressure very quickly in these little situations. So I watched a video last night because I've been searching for like, what do you do to prevent
Wait, why
this?
did it start? Why did it? Can you?
No one knows why it started,
con-
but it doesn't need a start reason. It just people wanted to get somewhere, and it's like a couple people in the back pushing, going like, because they have room, and then you don't know that 100 feet in front of you, people are being pancakes.
It's like people at concerts like go in the front row. I don't know how you do it. Like they're like pushed against the fence. But anyway, so how do you get out of it?
So the best thing to do is to walk with your hands up, like almost like you're in a boxing ring, right? Because if you do and end up getting pushed and crunched, you're protecting your
organs.
lungs with this space that your arms are creating. So your arms will
arms
probably
will break.
and but at least they'll have that. And then another thing is, stand with your feet like almost like you're lunging, like don't just walk with like, you're not gonna really have a choice to like walk, but if someone falls in front of you, then you're fucked, because you're against a wall. The person in front of you is a wall. If they fall, you're going down too. It's like dominoes. You're gonna be pushed into them. So if you have a stance where it's like you have one foot in front of the other, you have a chance of standing up a little bit better. But if you are, God forbid, pushed to the ground in a crowd crush, the best thing to do is not lay on your stomach, not lay on your back, is to get into a fetal position on your side, and it will protect your heart and lungs and those organs that are going to be trampled and suffocated. So I felt so good reading that last night. I was like, because I told Chris, I'm like, you got to stay out of crowds. Like, this is serious. Like, this is the worst way to die. These people do not die. They keep calling it a stampede. It's not a stampede. They don't get stomped on to death. They're not like, their bones aren't broken. It's like they get suffocated. Like they can't, your lungs get pushed in so much. There's no way for your lungs to expand, and they die horrible deaths. I don't know if you guys saw any of the footage from that. It was fucking insane. Like, I've never seen so many people getting CPR. It's just was dozens of people just going, poof, 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 poof. And I also know from CPR chest compressions, this is another good thing to know. When you're giving chest compressions, do not bend the elbow. It is a very hard compression. Keep it very, your arms straight. And the speed at which you should do it is the song, Staying Alive, Staying Alive. Ha, ha,
That's
ha,
a good song
ha,
to
staying
do
alive,
it to.
Staying Alive. Yeah, I thought that was good. So those are your helpful hints for today. Let's get to the news.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Oh, it's Thursday, folks. You know what it means? It is Thursday. It's the end of the week, but that doesn't mean it has to be the end of your life. Just make sure you put your arms above your chest and be okay out there.
I am
having all the
never
swells.
going to put my arms down in a crowd ever again. I'm so glad to have this little tool that might keep me alive, because I'm fucking
Dude, I've been to Mardi Gras, and you get pushed. You don't have a choice. Like,
no, it's like
you
a river.
could do this. There's no choice.
People that
It's
survived
fucking
it
wild.
said that's like, it's like being in a river. You're just swept away by a current. You have no autonomy over your body anymore. It is so scary.
Fuck.
So stay
was
safe
in
out
that
there
in-
and keep your arms up.
In my junior high school, like in the hallway, there was some kind of like stampede, and I got caught in that, and I literally elevated and was carried by just other bodies. It was crazy.
Oh my God. It's so scary. I'm so glad you're okay.
I like that you sky surf. You're like, it was actually pretty fun. Like, it's
Fun.
crowd surf.
I don't
or
know.
whatever.
I don't think I'll ever be in a crowd again. I think this really, like, this needed to happen for me to like wake up and go. My mom went to the Who concert in the 70s where a bunch of people died. She was there. But like, I always knew about these things even as a kid. My mom would be like, the Who concert, 1972 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And 7 people died, I think. And this was 150. I mean, and these were all people in their 20s in costumes. It was so sad. What,
Brutal.
Andrew?
No. I just like, I didn't want to go. There was that costume contest right by our house, and I was like, this is what will get shot up. Like, I had that thought, which sucks to have that thought. And that's what
really?
they want. I don't know. I was thinking about, like one person gets angry, one person gets shot. Like, that's what just happened. Did you see the rapper that just got killed? The Migos
Yes.
rapper?
Oh yeah.
What does
He was in-
Migos mean?
Maybe it's short for friends. Amigos?
Oh, so they're
maybe?
like all, is it like a label? Because I
It's
read
a group
No,
I
of
no,
thought
three,
Migos was
three
a rapper.
rappers.
It's 3 rappers.
Oh,
It's a group.
no way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so
One of
embarrassed.
them.
I thought Migos was a person. So it's
No,
three
no.
of...
His name was
oh.
Takeoff, which is
Right. I thought that
and
was such a cool name.
and Quavo.
Quavo. Okay, I know
Who's
Quavo
his-
because he was on a Justin Bieber song I like. Quavo.
They kept saying it was his uncle, and they're only 3 years apart. But like, it's just they're like, oh, his nephew, and it's like I don't know, it's weird too. But that was the headline like over and over again. But yeah, no, the guy was just in a crowd. They were arguing, and he wasn't even in the middle of it. Just get shot. I don't know. Like everyone has a fucking gun now. It's just wild. That's how I feel like any big crowd that isn't like like they don't check you at the door. It just feels like open to anyone. I don't want to fuck with right now. I just feel like
I was at the South Dakota airport, and it was hunting season out there. So there's there's a line to check like oversized bags, and there's checking a couple guys checking guns, and they're searching the gun bags. And I go, what are they searching for? It's a gun.
is there water
guns?
in here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry, you can't bring on your hair gel. You gotta finish that. But this fucking machine gun that you and by the way, like I don't no judgment on actually yes judgment on hunters. I think it is so cool to hunt. I listened to these guys on my plane the other night, and they were talking about hunting deer and grouse, and I'm like, if you have like use a bow and arrow, cool. If you use a fucking knife and attack it with your own hand and body, fine. But why do you think it's cool to like stalk an animal all day and then use a gun to kill it? Like why? What pride is there in that? I don't get it. Explain it to me. I don't get it. Like you are a bully. You're using this thing, an automatic weapon to kill an animal. Like you
I
don't
feel
need
like-
it. You can go to the grocery store. I get it that it's like your grandpa taught you to do it and it's quiet out there and you like
Some of them
and
do
it's-
use it
just go play
for-
buck
for
hunter at
food.
the bar. No, they
Yeah, but-
don't. They don't need it for food though. Like okay, yes,
It's a
if you
year
need it for
supply
food.
of food. That's
I
what I
think-
I
understand.
don't
the-
believe
the
that
few of the
most
answers-
people who hunt need that.
The answers are for these. I'm not saying it's my answers.
No,
but
I get
the
it. It's
hunters-
like a sport. It's a
So,
sport.
well, not just that. That one, they think the animal, if they kill it at 4 or 5, it's only going to live to 8 or 9 anyways of natural causes, right? And then if it dies in the wild, it's going to get killed by a bear in a way worse way. This is how they justify it, in a way worse way than getting shot. And then the food aspect, that it's actually better than farm food because whatever, like the fucking where they chop them up and like fucking
Yeah.
just cut their necks. And then they have food for a year and they put it in a freezer. So that's all
Okay.
that. And then
And in
All right,
some
also
we're being
places,
sold.
there's overpopulation of deer, and then they end up getting hit by cars or trucks, and they just suffer
that's
as
a good
roadkill
point
on
too.
the side of the
Okay, I'm
road.
kind of on board. I just don't know that I'd feel like a man about it if I killed a deer with a gun. Like
Well,
there's
somebody
no,
could
it
never
doesn't
do it.
impress me. It's like
I've been on a farm or a ranch and they go out
I'm
shooting.
losing listeners by the droves because I know hunting
They
is more
f-
popular
they
than
feed 'em.
Taylor Swift.
They feed them. This is like they're your friends, and then you shoot them. Like that's how it feels out on these ranches. Like they're not afraid of humans because they grow up getting fed by humans, and then you're like,
Right.
oh, let's go shoot them. It's like, why the fuck are you? I get it if you're like fighting shooting like a grizzly bear in Alaska, and
Well,
you
what
have
do
to
you
fucking.
think animal farming is? Like people like the cow gets milked and it's like so treated and everyone loves it. It names
Yeah.
it. Like
Ugh.
I was just listening to a Sam Harris
Factory
podcast and there's
farming.
like a philosopher like one of these philosophy questions, like these like profound questions of like, the trolley problem where it's like 5 people, you're on a trolley and there's a guy
Oh,
on the
yeah.
tracks and you can or no, the Oregon one is good. So one guy who's like a young bright like doctor, like future doctor, could cure cancer, needs a new organ. Do you kill this other person that doesn't really need it, who's like an
Oh,
old
wow.
person, to give it to him? And it's like that's kind of the quandary. But like there's another one that's like the turkey problem or something, and it's like this turkey grows up its whole life having everyone pet it and it's nurtured and it's fed and it's kept warm and this family loves it, and then one Wednesday night in November, all of a sudden they grab it and fucking chop its head off, and it's like, wait, what? So it is like this. I get.
Well,
I
they
get
do
it.
that in Florida. They raise hogs until they're about 1,100, like 900 pounds, and it's the family pet. They name it. They're like the kids, and it's a way to teach how they spin it or whatever. It's a way to teach the kids about death and that we all die and it's okay. And like, and now we're eating it. And this is what he would have wanted. He would have wanted you to eat him. Like that's
you have to do that. If to kill animals, you have to get to a place of like, this thing doesn't matter and I'm doing it less. Like you have to, I do this with things in my life, compartmentalize, like eating, drinking from plastic containers, thinking, oh, well, this one's not going to set it over just doing things that you have to create little things in your brain that make it feel okay. But if you were a turkey, you wouldn't want to die. If you were a deer, you'd probably want to risk dying of natural causes by then being shot in the ass. And I just worry about these. I think about
the ass.
when adult deer get shot. I'm not as sad for the adult deer. I'm worried about their possible little kids that are waiting back at the nest for their mom that never returns. I'm thinking about the Bambis. That's really what I think about. And unless you can prove that buck is a childless comedian in its 30s.
Who wrote, I wish my mom was dead.
Yeah, then I don't think that it's okay. But, you actually kind of sold me on all those reasons. So thank you for talking me out of that. That's the news today. Let's go to a break.
Great job, Noah. Thanks for the stories.
All righty, back. Let's get to Fanthrax. All right, what do the besties have to tell us today?
I just want to remind besties how they can leave us Fanthrax messages.
Yes.
And the way that you do it, there's a link in the bio of our Instagram, Nikki Glaser Pod. And you click on that link and there's going to be another link that says leave a voicemail here. And that's how you do it.
Great. Thank you,
just
Noah.
a little reminder because we've been getting questions. Okay.
Oh.
Let's start off with a message from Kate.
Hey, Nikki, Andrew, Noah. Just wanted to say, as I'm leaving this, I'm still processing how mortifying and dumb it is. But I just wanted to see if anybody has ever had something similar happen where they say a phrase that they think means one thing and it definitely doesn't. So I'm a medical assistant. I see patients all day. And when they're leaving, I'll usually say something along the lines of good riddance, thinking that it was a nice thing to say, like good morning or good afternoon. But
It's crazy.
at 31 years old last night, I was informed that it does not mean that, and it's actually pretty rude. So just wanted to know if there was anyone else
I just
that's
see
done
this
something
person.
similar, and I'm going to go crawl under a rock.
Oh my God, Kate.
Oh, it's the best.
I just see someone like I just see an old man like hearing good riddance and kind of like stopping at the door and tilting his head and kind of going, what? And then just going, that's not worth it.
I see
so
a
funny.
family. I see a family who they just lost their mother to cancer, and they're walking out all sad, and they go, "Hey, good riddance!" Like about the mom dying.
Oh God.
Oh, my.
Good riddance. Isn't that the name of the song? I hope you had the time of your life. Isn't that?
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Green
called
Day?
Good Riddance. Yeah, I think it's called Good Riddance. That is so funny. I'm so and you can tell that she found out after the fact. Like it wasn't like a patient told her like, what did you say? So she's just going through all the times she may have said that.
Probably thousands of times. Yeah.
I'm trying to
It's
think of
so
times
great.
where I've felt that way. Like I've said
You know what's
something
great
wrong
about that
forever.
too?
What?
You can say that, and if you really hate the person, and get away with like being like a dick, but like, did they mean that they hate
Good
me? Like it
riddance.
is.
Yeah,
good
very
riddance.
sarcastic.
Yeah, good riddance. Like,
Well, I do the one, I still do it where I say, have a good one, and they don't know that I mean death.
oh man, that is fucked up. Have a good one. I'd rather hear
But
you
I
say
know
burn in hell.
that it means
Yeah.
death, and they think I'm saying have a good day. No, I'm saying I hope you have a really good death. Ha ha. I think I've said people's names wrong before, gotten it, and been like later on heard their name and go, what is it? And I go, oh no. And then the usual suspects montage of all the times I said it wrong flips through my head.
I just think
and I'm
about
like,
the
Skokie, Illinois. That's
Yeah.
a deep cut.
like the feeling. I can actually like the feeling that she felt going over all the time she said that, there's like this visceral, it feels like a pit inside of my solar plexus. Like that's where I feel that kind of embarrassment.
But why is it embarrassing? Because I guess you feel stupid, and you also feel like, because no one actually would hear Kate say "good riddance" and go, "She wants me to, fuck off. How dare she?" Like they just think she's dumb. Like that's the problem. It's like you're not as. It is funny that it means the opposite of what she thinks it is, but no one actually probably took it that way and was like, "What a bitch." They were just like, "What a dumb bitch." But it's like one of those things that like you could just miss. Like I couldn't. There was something recently where I was like, "How do people not know that?" I was listening. I was listening to the Courtney show the other day, my boyfriend's show, and Tim referenced a manta ray, and Courtney, who was like in her 50s, was like, "What's that?"
Like a manta ray?
A manta ray. It's manta.
Yeah, and he said a manta.
It's manta.
Is it manta?
Yeah.
Is
what
it
would
manta?
you spell it? What would you spell it like?
I don't know if there's a T.
MANNA? No, it's manta.
I'm from Florida.
How would you spell it?
It's manatee. I think it's a manta ray. I don't think there's a T in there.
It's manta. I'm looking it up right now. Manta ray. But what would you have spelled it like? If I asked you to spell manta ray.
AMAN.
No. What is it?
ARAY.
You started with an A?
A manta ray.
Okay. And you would have, if I would have asked you to write it in a sentence, what would you have put?
I'd start with an A. MANARY.
You start with an A?
I don't know. M.
You said a manta ray.
A manta ray.
No way.
Is it not
you thought it was Nuh-uh.
Oh man, that's bad.
No.
It's straight up.
No.
Is it a manatee?
You thought it was like, you thought someone was like, I saw a manta ray?
I saw a manta ray and it opened up my eyes. I saw a manta ray.
Wait. But if you don't say I saw
I'm
elephant.
not fucking with you.
But you don't say I saw elephant. No, you say an elephant. So you said I saw a manta ray, and you thought people it was called a manta ray?
It's like a moray. That's a moray.
No, I'm really
That's
confused,
a manta
Andrew.
ray.
But you know that animals need an A or an an before them. So you thought that this one just didn't need that, and it was part of the name itself?
No. I've heard. I could have swore I've heard. Not in a sentence form. Just straight
anemone,
up.
a sea anemone, maybe.
Something along that lines. Like, yeah, here's the sea cucumber. Here's the manta ray. Like, I've heard.
I didn't even know this. I was going to stumble onto this. Okay, so it's manta.
I'm a Saturday, I'll tell you.
Manta space
Good riddance.
ray.
Good riddance.
MANTA. Yeah.
So how do you spell it? Sorry, how do you spell it?
MANTA, and then a separate word ray. It's not all one word. Manta ray.
Oh, well, that's a whole nother fucking.
Yeah. Well, you grew up in Florida. You should know this, but you've heard of whatever you thought it was. You've heard of that before. But Courtney loves sea life and had never heard of a manta ray. She was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, a manta ray." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, she's not a dumb person. What?
That's it. That's the problem. When she goes, "What is that?" He goes, "A manta ray." He could have just said elephant.
No, Andrew, if I'm talking about, I saw an elephant the other day and you go, "What?" I wouldn't go, "Elephant." I would say an elephant. That's not the problem. You're the problem. You're the problem. It's you. No, this is wild, and I had no idea it was going to cause all of this. I just was surprised someone hadn't heard of that animal. But I think there are gaps in my knowledge too. Like I didn't know what a CPA was until my 20s. Someone was like, I just remember really getting shamed for that. You don't know what a CPA is, and I was like, I've never heard those letters together.
Certified
I would totally
public
know.
accountant?
Yes.
Certified professional accountant. Something. Yeah,
I don't know what it even stands for, but I know now it's an accountant. But I'm just like, then call yourself an accountant. an accountant. Okay.
Exactly.
No, Andrew, I'm making fun of you. It's not exactly. No one thinks of things
I thought
like
you were
that.
on my side.
No. Have you ever? What about anaconda? Do you think they're? Do you know they're called condas,
Is it just
right?
Anaconda?
No, it's called anaconda.
No, please. That would really
but
fuck
it's
me.
an anaconda, right? Like
No,
when
it's
you say
a gorilla.
right?
A gorilla.
Okay.
Yes. Anaconda would fuck me up. That would have fucked me up. Yeah.
But if I said like I saw anaconda, you would say that's wrong. It would be I saw an anaconda.
Yes, but then if someone goes, "What did you say?" and you go, "Anaconda," you wouldn't say an anaconda.
I think I would say an anaconda.
Okay, interesting.
But that, even if I did say that, I wouldn't think that because if they repeated it, I wouldn't think it was
I don't know.
anaconda.
It flows so well. A manta ray flows so well. Think about amore. Like,
I hope you name your daughter a manta ray. It is a beautiful
maybe
name.
a mayonnaise. Maybe.
Oh my God! The other day I was with a girl and she was talking about how she was born without chromosomes. She was like, I seriously,
What?
you know how people like joke like you were born without a chromosome? I literally was. Like I have less chromosomes. And she's having trouble conceiving and all these things. And she was like, and you know, she frees some she had some embryos like made or whatever. And they tested the embryos and she's like, and I really want a daughter, but the daughter embryo is a little bit like it's not like, it's a mosaic, they call it. Like it may not have all the, you know, chromosomes either. So it's like a mosaic embryo is I guess what they call it. And I go, that's a beautiful name. You should call her that. But I wasn't joking, but I was like, oh, that's actually, she's the type of person that I thought maybe would do that. And she was like, that's really good. So this baby's name might be mosaic because of its genetic abnormalities.
I love that.
I know. It's cute.
I would love you name a kid one arm, like just something like. But mosaic,
Yeah.
no one would put that together.
Oh my
That was a
God. The other night on Love is Blind, sorry to sidetrack, there was a discussion about like
Choline?
what they would do about having a Down syndrome baby, like what
Oh,
they would do with it. And it
that came
got,
up on that show,
dude.
Jesus.
And not only did it come up, they met the in-laws and it became, and this guy's 25, Bartice. And he brings up with his in-laws, like, well, Nancy and I disagree about what to do with a baby with Down syndrome. And then his sister, like, has a baby with some defect and is, like, crying and is like, you'd abort my baby. It was just, like, so intense. And, like, I'm like, Nancy, if I were Nancy, I'd be shooting Bartice and look like, don't fucking bring this up with your parents the first day I'm meeting them and I met you through a wall. They're already skeptical. And now I'm going to abort your baby that isn't even, like, real yet. But then Chris and I also were like, what would you do? And we had a differing opinion that we have not discussed yet. And I was like, well,
would you have
that's
abortion?
I'm not going to tell you which side of the wall I was on, but Nancy and I can drive off into the sunset together. Listen, I love kids with Down
With the
syndrome, and I
baby
think
in the
they
car.
are beautiful and they bring so much joy to life. I just don't want to take care of a baby until it's forever. That's not what I would want. So I think that, but that's my own opinion, and I don't know. But I honestly don't know what I'd do. But I was more like, I don't know, and Chris was more like, no, we'd keep it. And I was like, I think it's up to me, bitch. I still don't know what I would do. So don't write to me and tell me I'm a bad person because I just don't know what I would do.
And
And
you're
watch
an
that
honest
episode.
person.
Okay, next voicemail. I'm not being completely honest about the conversation because I don't want everyone to hate me. No, I
You're
am. I really
skirting
don't know what
around.
I would do.
Yeah.
I really don't know what I'd do.
You kill
This
it.
one is from anonymous.
We get
Oh, anonymous, an anonymous.
anonymous.
And anonymous.
Hey, Nikki, Andrew, and Noah. I just wanted to finally Fanthrax because I just got into an argument with my husband and took a break. Went to the kitchen to do dishes, put on the pod on my earbuds, and you were talking about getting in arguments and how both people want to feel like schmoopies. I totally feel like I want to be the schmoopy, but maybe I should let him be the schmoopy. And yeah, I guess it was impeccable timing. And so I'm going to try to take your humble advice and be sweet, take the high road, and kind of baby him, because in the end, usually that's the thing that makes it work out. So I just wanted to say thank you. And
Well, we need an update.
you're awesome. Andrew, you're doing great. Noah, you're amazing. And Nikki, hope to see you in San Jose.
Yes, girl.
Big fan, and just take the high road.
Oh, I love it. I love that she stepped out onto, I hear her on her like porch, you know, like she stepped outside and she's about to go. We do need an update. I hope she survived that interaction. Like, I feel like he's like, don't treat me like a baby, and like just fucking threw her off the balcony. No, I'm so glad to hear that. And yeah, that's kind of, I feel like I hear things so many times when I'm listening to a podcast or watching a show and I'm just like, oh, I need it. Like that was like God, quote unquote, God telling you, like, you know, just sometimes we need signs. And
I get it. You're God.
It's helped me.
You're God.
Yeah, I think I'm
like,
God.
you know,
and
yeah, I think I'm God. I'm
basically,
God.
have I not mentioned that I think I'm Jesus Christ? Come back. I can't believe I skipped over that. I swear to God, I thought I did it 2 episodes ago. Guys, Chris and I are living in LA because he got a job, and I'm Jesus Christ. So I definitely think that has helped me so much. Is just to remember. Even last night, there was like a little flare up of something that could have turned into a fight, and I just was like, what? Is the way I'm feeling is the way he's feeling, because we never fight where it's like I'm just mad and he's not. It's usually like both sides are equally frustrated, and I was just like, just know that how you're feeling is how he's feeling about you, and just calm the fuck down and do what you would want him to do, and I bet he'll meet you halfway. And he did, and it was great, and we avoided a near air collision. It was like, you know, our wings clipped and we were both able to like steady, and it was literally nothing. I bet he wouldn't even remember the moment, but it could have derailed us, and it's just so nice to not get into those anymore and just have a lovely evening that doesn't just get, because I also feel like in relationships you're like, we chose to live together and to be each other's team. I want to fight with everyone else. I want to have this kind of, I want to have this awkwardness with everyone else, not you. The person I chose to take road trips with, the person I chose to lay next to every night when I go to bed, the person I chose to abort those little children with. Like, no, that like what we don't need. I had that realization, like this is supposed to be my comfort zone. Like, yes, we can have flare-ups, but like they can't last longer than an hour. They just can't. Like, we aren't going anywhere. We gotta figure this out. Like, what are we trying to, like, when you get into a fight and you're like, I think I'll fight to the death on this. I know I'm right. Like, am I really, is this going to be the thing that I leave this relationship over? I know that it's not. So why not just get over it now? Like, let's speed it up. I think that's helped me. But sometimes it is the thing to end a relationship, and sometimes you can't get over it. So sometimes it tells you gotta leave, but it is hard.
It's like, I literally had that same conversation about, like, let's not take out our frustrations on each other. Let's point at random people and make fun of them. Like, let's point at everyone else except for each other. And it, like, I don't know, it did. It's like the same exact idea. Like, yeah, I think that helps so much.
You're my teammate. Like, we gotta do, like, I chose you. Like, this isn't like we didn't just we're not cellmates that got put in together and we have to make this work. Like, we chose to make this work. So let's choose to not fight over this dumb thing. But it's just so hard when your blood pressure rises and like you're in the moment and you just feel, and you had a bad day at work and you feel like you have too much on your plate and you're exhausted, and then the person that you are a teammate with doesn't seem to be playing on your team. It's so easy just to go, well, then fuck this, and like want to just burn it all to the ground. It's so, all of these things are way easier said than done, of course. Okay, a couple more Fanthraxes.
All right, here's one from Jamie.
I'm calling for Nikki to thank you for making me a Swiftie. I got into her more last year when the re-release of Red came out, and you were talking about it nonstop. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a listen. And I became obsessed. And I am just having so much fun with Midnights. And I just want to thank you for this. I wasn't a Swiftie before I started listening to you. I'm never behind on one of your podcasts unless I'm traveling or have a busy week or something. And the past couple weeks, this is the only time I've been behind because I'm just listening to Taylor Swift.
Yes.
And that's the only time I don't listen to your podcast.
Skip my wedding, girl.
And then
listen
when I do go back to your podcast, you're talking about Taylor Swift, and then I get to just be in this world where I'm listening obsessively, come back to you talking about it, and get all these different
I wish
ideas
live so I could
for
ask
what she meant
her
by the lyrics and interpretations.
I know.
And I feel like you've given me meaning to being a Swiftie, and I'm just loving it so much. And I know you think that sometimes people want you to stop talking about her, but I love it, and it's so much fun. And thank you for giving this to me. Keep talking about her and her lyrics. I'm sure there's other people like me. Maybe there's also not. No, I'm sure there's some out there.
Yes,
love you guys all so much. Don't be cuh. And just good old jackpot.
Good old jackpot.
Love it.
Love that so much. And like, you're right. Like, I do think some people are like, we're it's enough. Like, I don't need it. But I was on Trash Tuesday yesterday. Annie Letterman and Kalila were there. Esther wasn't, but they at the end of it were talking about Taylor Swift, and both of them were both like, we have been like, Taylor Swift, Taylor Schmidt, like, we get it, but like, this album is like, oh my God, I finally get Nikki's obsession. Like, they understood like how she, like, and she's a bad bitch. Like, she's made being a girly girl powerful, and like being in her emotions and being a little bit petty and being insecure and liking pink and liking sparkles and liking being like, it's very feminine. And it's so, there's no one more powerful in the music business. Like, how inspiring is that just outside of the music itself? Here's this girl that had curly blonde hair with her guitar and pretty dresses with her little eyelashes and singing about boys. And now she is a mogul, and no one can touch how successful she is. And she writes about all these guys she's dated that are also famous, but they can't touch how famous she is either. None of them. Fuck you. I love it. I fucking love it. Perfect. She dresses for revenge. I'm there for it. I love it. The only song, like, if you're interested about where I'm at right now, the only song on the album that I cannot get into is Snow on the Beach. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lana Del Rey is on it. She's barely on it. Let's be honest with ourselves. She's like, it's the same with the Haim one from Evermore. The one that they did a guest on. I can't come up with the name of it, but Till the Day He Died. That one, they just, that's all they do in it. They literally say nothing in it. And I made a Instagram video making fun of her doing that shoot with them, because she's like, guys, be on my song, and they're like, yes, and they're like, they start singing. She's like, can you do that in the parking lot? Like, we're going to record you out there. Like, you can't hear them at all. And Lana, you can't hear it all on Snow on the Beach. She has like one part where you can kind of hear her voice, but that's fine. Taylor can do whatever the fuck she wants. And I actually, although she can't hear a lot, I think Lana is all over that song. And I think that's why I don't like it. I'm not a huge Lana fan. I want things to just be Taylor. I don't want other people in them, even though I know she's a great artist on her own. And I have gotten into her stuff after a lot of Swifties have written me and said, you got to check out Lana. But my favorite song is now Labyrinth. I'm obsessed with it. It is so, I'm falling in love. It's just like sad, and like, I like the little sounds in the background that sounds like a little like, it sounds like glitches, not to reference her song Glitch, but it just sounds like doodaloo. Oh, look what's arriving right now. My new thank you. My new camera. Is what Ham? What are you talking about, Ham?
The glitch. Like, that's their part on the song. Like, it's just so.
Did you say ham? Ham.
Huh? A ham.
I don't know. Wait, you think their band name is Ham?
Haim.
There you go. Did you really think it was Andrew? I don't know how your brain
he did
works.
As a joke.
The eye silent.
No, it was not a joke, Noah. That was real. He thought it was Ham.
He's hungry. It's lunchtime.
I thought ham fell on the record. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen Loose Ham?
Lana Del Manare. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, we got to end it there. That was fantastic.
Okay. We haven't even done final thought yet.
Oh, that was so good, though.
I know. Final thought. Can we get one more?
Yes. I just wanted to quickly say I have a friend in town. She's a huge Swiftie. And all of the stuff that you were talking about Taylor Swift has led me to ask like all these questions. And we have not stopped talking about Taylor Swift, her dating history. My friend is also a Harry. So we've been talking about, I didn't know that she dated Harry Styles. And that she wrote the songs about him.
You wrote me the other day being like, I didn't know that Out of the Woods is about him. And I definitely think that what's a question is about him, because at the beginning of the song Question, it references the song Out of the
Oh,
Woods,
I
which
have
we
to
all
tell
know is
her.
about. So like, yeah, at the beginning of Question, it goes, I remember, which is a direct pull from what is happening outside. Someone is messing in my, what is going on? I'm so confused. Is that a homeless
Is your
man?
car
Oh, no,
getting
it's a guy.
stolen?
You out of the woods yet?
No, I'm not out of the woods. I'm sorry, that was really weird. Yeah, she dated Harry Styles. She dated Joe Jonas. She dated John Mayer.
Yes,
she
I didn't know any of that.
Yes,
So I got
she
a whole
dated-
history lesson yesterday.
And there are a lot more people that we suspect she dated that she hasn't talked about. And I'm not talking about Gaylor stuff. I'm talking about other men she's dated. Some speculate that the song, the one that she did the video in Africa, the I know places. God damn it, what's it called? I have it right here. Wildest Dreams might be about Alexander Skarsgård, who she may have met on The Giver, which did film in Africa. So people are thinking maybe that's about him, but there's no substantial evidence. The lead singer of 1975, she may have dated him, or I know for a fact that she did. Yeah,
Jake
and she's
Owen?
a lot. Jake Owen.
There was a thing with
There's
them?
a song. Did you ever ask him?
What?
I don't know. I feel weird asking, but I will.
Are you
I will.
kidding
Next
me?
Time.
You
I
have to
will.
ask him. There's a song
right.
called that's the twinkle in your. There's something about a twinkle of your eyes. Which one is it? Is it Picture to Burn? No, it's I forget what. Well, let me just look up really quick. The Jake Owen. Andrew is friends with someone that Taylor Swift allegedly wrote a song about, and I can't
You have
get
to do it
over
for
it.
show research. Ask for show research.
All right,
You
I will.
definitely
I will.
need to.
I will.
Sparks fly. Sparks fly.
Yeah.
Bing, 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 bing. And there's tons of pictures of them together. And she is cuddled up to him, yo. Like, this is real. It happened. I think it happened.
I mean, he's a handsome man.
Oh my God. I can't believe you know someone that may have been with Taylor Swift and you could get answers. I'm so mad he doesn't drink anymore. You could really get
What would
answers.
you want to know,
Motherfuck.
though? Like, what would you want to know?
How it happened,
Like,
what went down, what he felt like when he heard Sparks Fly might be about him. Does he think Sparks Fly is about him? What in the song makes it think it's about him? What was the course of their, like, I don't know, things you would ask a guy friend if you guys
know,
actually
but
talked about
no,
anything
guys.
except golf? Jesus
No.
Christ! I
no,
mean,
it would be way worse. It would be too intimate. I think guys
well, then
would want
you
to
need
know
to
how
get
the
me
sex
around
was.
him. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'll want to listen. I don't like to pry into Taylor Swift. I would not care about that. I just want to know, like, did they talk on the phone? Did they talk on AIM? I mean,
Okay.
this is back
All
in the
right.
day. Like, how did they meet? Where did they first lock eyes? What do you think? Do you
I
suspect
think she
any other
opened for
songs are
him
about you
at one point. I
Okay,
think she-
well, like, stop this
Yeah.
speculation. You get us answers, Andrew. You get us answers.
Okay, you know what? I know. I'm glad we did this because I think I would have went straight to like, so how was the sex? And I'm glad
What?
that.
No,
Yeah,
she was
I
a
think-
virgin back then, baby. She definitely, like, I'm thinking this, and she would not have fucked Jake Owen. Like, they didn't date long enough. No way.
We
no
don't
way.
want to know about that.
And I don't want to
Well,
know
Brit-
about that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay,
on the
all right.
on air, I don't.
All right. Actually, Nikki, since you're so riled up, I think this voice message is perfect.
Okay, I am riled.
Here's Taylor.
Jake
Hey,
Owen?
Nikki, Andrew, and Noah. It's your bestie Taylor here with a very Taylor-centric question. I just listened to the episode where you see how many of something you can name in 30 seconds.
Yes.
And I'm so shocked no one asked you to name Taylor Swift songs. So,
Right.
Nikki, how many Taylor Swift song titles can
Oh,
you
wow.
name in 30 seconds? Go!
Paris, Out of the Woods, I Know Places, Clean, Ready for It, Blank Space, Bad Blood, Delicate, All Too Well, 10-minute version. That's cheating. This Love, Sparks Fly, Red. I'm going through that. 1989 or New Romantics. The hairstyle. I already
15.
That wasn't
15.
good.
15.
That
The
wasn't
10
good.
minute got you going, and then you go, "That's cheating," and I was like, "That." I thought I almost counted that as a song. I swear, like my finger started going like.
Well, he called me on a Tuesday and he said he wasn't home. I could tell by the way he talked, and from his lying tone, he was cheating. That's cheating on me. That we got it. That's it.
Just make that up?
That's from her. Yeah. All right, guys, I got to go write the rest of this song. Thank you for listening. Have such a great weekend. Thank you for all the Fanthraxes. Leave us some if you are inclined to or inspired to. Don't be cuh and Jay Cohen. Yeah, baby.